Service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Whether you like fishing together or fishing to get away, for the thrill of reeling in a big one, or just going out to have a good time, on the banks of your local pond, at a bend in a river, or on one of our many lakes and reservoirs, you'll always find the perfect place to cast a line. Here, beneath Nebraska skies. Start planning your next fishing adventure today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Serve Nebraska believes that volunteers are part of what makes Nebraska great. Each year, the Step Forward Awards honors volunteers from across the state who serve their communities in outstanding ways. We hope you'll join us this year at the Step Forward Awards luncheon on October 27th in Omaha. Help us thank volunteers with a celebration to remember. To register, visit serve.nebraska.gov and click Register Now. We hope to see you there. Paid for by Serve Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Alcohol has strained our relationship. Drinking too much can cause harm to friends, family members, and loved ones. By drinking less, we will save our relationship. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
Florida State beat North Carolina in the first game 75 or 9-5.
Was there a war chant?
I think there was.
There has to.
Give that to us. There we go.
Okay, there we go.
Good.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. Play ball!
Tired of the same old routine? Then bring your crew out to Haymarket Park for a thrilling season of Lincoln Salt Dogs baseball and unleash the fun. Enjoy action-packed home games all week long from May through August. It's the perfect change-up to the typical family night or makes for a home run outing with friends and coworkers. Experience the magic and get in on the excitement. Visit saltdogs.com to secure your tickets now. Unleash the fun.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, welcome to Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Ticket Weeknights. Once again, Harrison Arns on the ones and twos running the board, but we got the host to the left of me, Chancellor Brewington, as always, on 8 o'clock come Thursdays. Then we go a little shorter on this first segment because we'll have a guest on the Allo VIP line joining us on the next one. So without further ado, I'll throw it to Chancellor Brewington.
What's up? Yeah, we got a great show coming in tonight. Great show. I'm excited for it. Definitely some stories in the next segment. Talking kind of a little bit about Willie Mays, the great legend. Got a special guest. You just got to tune in to see who it is. But to start off the show, Quarter Century Wisdom. So I'm reading a book right now, and kind of was like you ever read a book and it kind of hit you for reading the book? Like it was like a truth and reality jab.
Oh yeah, when you put it down, you kind of like take a deep breath and look around.
Yeah, like whoa,
like something shifted.
I said,
upstairs.
whoa. One of the quotes in the book. I'm reading a book. It's called the Rocking Chair Prophet. Phenomenal book, Matthew Kelly. But one of the things it said was an hour of silence can be more valuable than 100 books you read in a year. And then I'm like literally reading the book, bro. And I'm like, should I put the book down and just be in silence? But then I kind of did it today. I just sat at the park. I was reading my book, but then I just put it down, was just thinking. And it was awesome, like the amount of questions that was in my head. You ever have that where you're just asking yourself questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, like asking yourself questions. I think that's how we get to the root of of issues and problems, and kind of rediscover or discover who we are is questions. And in the book, the man in the book, his whole family ends up dying in a car crash, and so he goes up to the mountain to find himself, and he becomes like a prophet up there. And so he comes back down and he has all this wisdom and knowledge. I was like, this is perfect for the segment. But he has all this wisdom and knowledge, and you know, everyone's coming to him with questions, and people are like, why do people come to you with questions? And he says, I'm confused about it as well. He's like, inside of them holds infinite wisdom, but they just don't know because they're not asking questions to themselves. He said, the heart is more wiser than any man here on earth, but they're not asking the right questions. I said, oh my gosh, I almost threw the book. You ever get so...
Yeah, what's that called? The Rocking Chair?
The Rocking Chair Prophet.
Put that on my reading list.
It's kind of like a same vibe as The Alchemist, kind of that same like spiritual, like wisdom.
Kind of self-reflection.
Yeah, kind of like chase your dreams, the universe kind of working for you type thing. But no, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. And it also talks about when a man chases his dream, there's a spark in him that ignites, and it's unlike anything else. But yeah, I would definitely recommend it. I'd definitely recommend it. We might gotta do like a book show or something.
Yeah, one of these times we're gonna have rank best books of the year.
No, for real.
I'm probably gonna have 100 to pick from by the time we get past 365 days. But
I know, right?
Yeah. No, that moment of silence big, especially today. I always run into that. It's like, are you one of those people? I'm like, I'm doing something. What's my background noise look like? Like I'll literally pick something on TV, even though I'm not even gonna sit there and watch it. And then in the meantime, I'll go on my phone. Like,
right.
So many distractions.
I know, right?
It's so easy to just throw yourself at something else to not think about the thing you should be thinking about.
Yeah, I always wonder like what would a year of no technology do for you?
Oh man, I dream about that.
Like, what if you just went up to the mountains for like, just like or just a week? Nah, a week is enough. Let's do like
probably a month.
A month. Yeah. A month's a good number. A month or 2 months.
That's like camp time. You got a good month to get ready.
Yeah, like go up there for a month, no cellular, just you and your thoughts, you and yourself, you and nature, you and your creator, just going at it, facing all these problems.
Do you ever have to do retreats growing up? I don't care what religion it is, just a retreat.
We did like
or anything
kids camp, but it was like, yeah, I don't know if it was no technology.
Yeah,
for real.
We had one of those, dude. It's crazy how like everybody comes out of their shells and like it's bizarre. Like it was called like
faking it.
Yeah, it was called like HT camp, and like obviously Catholic school, that was the reason for it. But in reality, it was more just no technology. Everybody's there hanging out for, I think it was 7 days. I think it was an entire week, maybe even 2. But yeah, it was crazy. Like it's a massive experience when you just don't have any distractions, and it's only the people around you and you. And then like you just got to make your own entertainment, and you end up having way more fun and way more like just joy on the way out.
I went camping for the first time last year. For the first time. Not very,
like just camping?
Yeah, like
You've never gone camping?
Yeah, no camp. I've never gone camping.
Oh, dude, how was it?
It was interesting.
Well, I'm surprised you didn't enjoy it.
It was interesting. I did enjoy it. Like you said, it was like the vibe of it. Like being able to be in nature. You kind of put your phone away.
Do you hunt or fish?
Oh no, we didn't do that. It was like a rafting trip.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah. So like you raft down. I forget what river it was. It's somewhere in Colorado or Utah, and you like pick little spots, and it's like
sand beaches up in the middle.
Yeah, like some sand beaches, and it was interesting. Like there's some snakes, there's some some spiders, some scorpions, a whole bunch of stuff going on, but. You definitely get to be with nature. I think I would recommend it. I feel like everyone should go camping once. Once I did it, I'm like, everyone got to do this at least one time. You get a different perspective.
Dude, it's a very humbling experience.
Yeah, for sure.
You realize like, wait, I'm not great. I just happen to live in a time where I'm protected and I got all this stuff in front of me and I'm working on an income.
I know that's right.
Put your butt in the middle of a jungle and realize what you really are.
Yeah.
Okay. It's terrifying.
Now to transition, because it just came to my mind. Did you see the JJ Redick news?
Yeah. I got some fun. We can go up. I know we got to go short here, but
yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I'm excited. I mean, it looked like he putting together a staff. I wonder what his additions are going to be, if it's going to be former players.
He said he's going to look for veterans, which is smart.
I like it, like Jared Dudley's, Rajon Rondo's.
You get some guys, not like veteran players, but veteran coaches, guys that have been coaching. So
like veteran coaches.
Help fill in the non-experience. Like again, I kind of hate using the term no experience because he's been in the NBA forever. He kind of knows what it looks like. Is it coaching experience? Not exactly, but in a way, he doesn't have zero experience entering the job. But I don't like it, man.
Yeah,
he should have taken the Pistons job.
Who?
JJ.
Why?
The bar is 15 games, and you did better than the last coach.
What do you mean the bar?
You got the Monty Williams when he got canned. He won 14 games. That's the bar. You win 15 games.
Okay,
you did better.
okay.
You get to keep your job. Like LeBron James coaches, they never stick around. You get fired pretty quick.
Yeah, you do.
There's only been 2 head coaches that didn't get fired in LeBron's tenure. Can you name them? They're pretty big names. They stick out.
Lou Young.
Ty Lue, yep.
Ty Lue. I just said Lou.
You said Lou Young, but I got what you're saying.
Ty Lue.
The other one's really obvious. One of the greatest coaches in the game today still.
The Heat coach.
Yep, Spo.
Yeah.
You know, the only 2 that didn't get fired.
Yeah, Spo was a G though. Spo's
ownership wouldn't let him go.
Yeah.
Even if LeBron, and this is the other part.
The Heat organization is different though.
Yeah.
Pat Riley do things different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even know how much of this is, like, I won't buy into LeBron's telling people to fire these coaches, but that is the pressure of coaching a LeBron team. You're expected to make the finals. If you don't, you're the scapegoat.
Oh yeah, Darvin Ham, Frank Vogel.
I'm
trying to think. Who was the first one?
Paul Silas.
Sam Walton? Not Sam Walton.
Luke Walton for the
Luke
Lakers.
Walton, yeah.
Let's just go through. So 8 coaches. Paul Silas. I can understand that one. Brandon Malone. That one was after his sophomore season. It was 18-8 record at the time. He gets fired. Mike Brown led the Cavs to the finals appearance, 60-win season.
Yeah.
He gets sacked. David Blatt, really respected out in Europe. Second season, he gets canned. Luke Walton, understandable on that one. That one wasn't going to work. Frank Vogel, canned. And then Darvin Ham, canned. Ty Lue, Spo, only ones not to get canned. It's just the pressure of coaching LeBron. Whether you think he's making the arguments or not to get that coach fired, that's the expectations. That's why I hate the job for JJ Redick.
Yeah.
More organic coaching in Detroit, you could figure out a way to build your resume.
It's crazy the amount of coaches you just named that have played against LeBron. Luke Walton.
Yep, Luke Walton.
I think Darvin Ham did. I believe so.
I think it was a tiny cross. Yeah.
I think there was a baby crossover. And then I think Ty Lue did.
I'm not sure about that one. He might have.
LeBron's
just at
because I know AI. He was the AI crossover.
Yep.
And I believe that was 01 or 02.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, LeBron enters the league in 04. So I'm sure.
I always feel bad for Ty Lue in that game. If you watch the full game, great defense by Ty Lue.
Yeah.
That was just like one bad play.
Right.
And it's like, oh, Ty Lue, you got. And
yeah.
He actually held his own in that game. Like that was not a AI walked all over everybody. Like he was having a tough time getting through Ty Lue until that one.
Yeah,
but
well, they don't remember that.
With that being said, what do we got up next? And we'll throw it to break here as we get ready for our guest.
Yeah, so my dad, Jamie Brewington, he's gonna come on here and tell some experiences that he had when he played with the Giants, the San Francisco Giants, and some Willie Mays stories. And yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Get to able to ask some questions, pick his brain, and share some experiences that he had.
Absolutely. So if you're a fan of Willie Mays, I know we got DP back there in his office. He's a big fan. Tune up. You hear some stories about one of the most iconic players, most well-rounded players when it comes talking about baseball. So don't go anywhere. What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington? We'll have the guest on next. Talk to you guys in just a little bit.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see decreasing cloud cover throughout the day with an afternoon high around 86. Tonight, partly cloudy with an overnight low around 70. And tomorrow, mainly sunny skies return, a little warmer with a high around 93. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Want to contribute to medical advancements and get paid for your time? Join a clinical trial at Velocity Clinical Research. Participants can receive compensation, access medicines in development, and get study-related care at no cost. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. Help shape the future of medicine. Visit velocitytrials.com.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? By their clothes? Their age, the way they speak? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job,
not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
or a mother who's in between jobs and sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner? Or a 14-year-old girl who signs up to every after-school activity not to make friends, but just to get something to eat? Or a retiree who fell ill and had to choose
between getting medicine or groceries.
I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. People you pass by every day but never knew were hungry. I am hungered in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
Mario fue pintor más de 30 años. Cuando me dijo que se le estaban olvidando las cosas, fue difícil. Un día me dijeron que pintara el marco del lado por dentro y pinté el lado de afuera.
Yo le diría a la gente que le diga a su familia lo que está pasando con él.
Si algo se nota diferente, podría ser Alzheimer. Es momento de hablarlo. Visita alz.org/nuestras historias para saber más. Un mensaje de the Alzheimer's Association y the Ad Council.
Alcohol has strained our relationship. Drinking too much can cause harm to friends, family members, and loved ones. By drinking less, we will save our relationship. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
First, I hold my hands out like they're on a steering wheel. Then I look over my shoulder. Next, I put it in reverse.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Ticket Weeknights. What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington. The host is always to my left. And we got a guest as well on the Alloy VIP line. But if you guys want to join in anytime at all, the Starter Heyman text line is available to you. That's 402-464-5685. Put a face to the voice, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Allo Channel 961 as always. Without further ado, Chancellor, I'll go ahead and let you bring in the guest.
Yeah. So we got Jamie Brewington, my father, in the building. Well, he's not in the building. He on the line tonight. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. So
fantastic.
Tonight we got a little bit of story time. Share some experiences that you had with the Giants, and of course, with the late great Willie Mays, of course, rest in peace. I'm trying to think where we should go with this. I mean, do you have a story that comes up? Let me say this. What was your first experience being in the building with Willie Mays?
Let's say, hey kid, man, you hear stories, you hear stories. I mean, back in those days, it was it was like your peers, not your peers. It was like Barry Bonds. It was like, Matt Williams. It was those guys. So you was just super excited to see those guys and be on the field and be amongst them, right? And then you start seeing the greats come around. Of course, you see guys like Bobby Bonds Sr., who is the bench coach, right? Hitting coach, bench coach. So seeing him, I'm like, dude, like that's dude's dad. Like that's Barry's dad. Like he's sitting right here. And then, of course, when you're in the locker room in San Fran, well, the first time I saw him, honestly, was spring training in 1995. So, guys are hitting and stuff, and he's behind the cage watching everybody hit, and he's talking to everyone. I don't care if you're a rookie call-up or invited to big league camp for the first time, whatever it may be. He's talking to everybody about hitting. And mind you, his eyesight isn't great at that time. It started getting really bad. But I remember we finished hitting BP, and I turn around, and he's hitting. I don't know how old he was, but his forearms were like, I was real skinny back in the day, but his forearms are like my thighs. And he's hitting balls out at that age. Just, pow. And I'm like, what in the world? And now I'm starting to think, do I belong here? Like, is this what it's going to be? Like, so that was the first memory I had of him. And he treated everyone well. Now, he had a lot of stuff to him. He didn't pull no punches when he was talking. And especially with Barry, you can see Barry just kind of turned into like a little kid went around him. Just soaking up the information, just soaking up everything. And, wide-eyed every day. So I'm looking at this now. Barry is such a, he's Barry, and that's all people say. That's all his teammates, just being Barry. But when his godfather's around, Willie, or nothing like that. He would put him in his place. He would do all those type things. Now the story that comes to mind is about your granddad. Okay, so I'm pitching at Candlestick, and I go take BP early pregame. I come in, I take my shower, and I go through my routine. I'm just in my locker with my music, just vibing out. Now I'm getting up to use the bathroom or something, and I heard my dad. I'm like, what? Pops is in the locker room. I'm like, how are you getting in the locker room? So I peep around the corner. He's in the cafeteria. Now I'm like, let me go in there. And he sees me. I try not to talk to him because I just want to stay in my zone. And he said, hey, boy, come here. I'm like, yeah, what's up? Go over there and fix me a Coke. Give me a Diet Coke. And I'm like, for real? And then Willie said something. I'm not going to repeat everything he said, but he said, you better get your over here and fix your dad a Diet Coke. You don't want me to get up.
Right.
And I was like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I did it, and I look at the table, and there's Willie Mays, Orlando Cepeda, Bobby Bonds Sr., and my dad. Your granddad. And I'm sitting there like, whoa. And every single time Dad came into town, they had conversations.
Really?
So, yeah, so that was deep. Like, so Willie Mays was open, and he was a community person. He was the face of the Giants, of course. Shoot, dude had 5 tools. 6, because his baseball instinct was out of this world.
Right.
So, that last one was the one that I'll never let go. Like, you know, partly it's because of Pops, but also because of Willie Mays told me I better get my butt up and get over there and get him a damn coach. so that was that. And I got to sign baseball around here somewhere for Willie Mays. But you know, just a special human being. Respected the game. He played in an era where he had to be a certain way. You know, being a black ball player, and at that time doing, you know, baseball, like he really was a trailblazer as well because of the way he actually played the game. Now, I'm not saying the Negro Leagues didn't have a lot of that, but he came on the scene full blast, and he left full blast. Right. So, yeah, man, it was cool.
And so, speaking to that Giants team, there was a lot of black ball players on that team.
Man.
So, how do you think just obviously Dusty Baker being the manager, like how do you think having those guys, having Bobby Bonds around, having Willie Mays around, having these former black players with such a with having all these black players on the team, how did that influence y'all and how did that help y'all?
Well, like I said, I was skinny, right? I was small. I was 6'4", and I was 175, 185 pitching in the big leagues. I'm 220 now.
Right.
So just look at that. You know, I mean, I go to the park, whether it's home or away, and every time I got to the park, there was a plate of soul food sitting in my locker. All right. It wasn't till the last game of the season in Colorado that I pitched that I saw Bake put it in my locker. So I said, man, that was you? I said, man, I appreciate it. I said, I ate every one of them, but I said, I appreciate it. He said, boy, he goes, I'm trying to put some meat on your bones. You're too damn skinny. So, you know, just that fatherly love that you knew you can talk to about anything. And they understood. I mean, just go around the team. I mean, we had Royce Clayton at shortstop. I pitched, and left field there was Barry, and center field there was Dion, and right field there was Glenn Allen Hill. So you know, when I'm talking about it, I'm like we had what was his name? John Patterson as he came off the bench, left-handed hitter. Like, it was crazy. It was really crazy. And I was lucky because when I came up my first year, I had that too. It was 8 of us on the team my first year. But they treated you as, it was unwritten code, you know, like you just know. Mm-hmm. You just know they got your back. And I have, you know, Barry didn't talk to a lot of people at all. But he only talked to rookies because he knew they won't give him no lip or, you know, or they won't go be shady against him or whatever you want to call it. I played golf a couple times in the off season with Barry, just me and him. Now, so that understanding, I pitched my last game for the Giants. We had what we call the Bay Bridge Series, and I got shelled. That was the last game before the season started, and I got shelled against Oakland. And I came in the locker room, and Barry said, "Hey, man, you better get your stuff together. They're about to send your ass out of here." Excuse my language. But that's what he said. And so I'm sitting there, I'm like, I look at him, I said something back to him. Like, I sharp with my mouth at that time. And I said something back to him. And sure enough, Dusty called me, Brian Sabian and Quinn called me in the office, Dusty's office. And I'm sitting there, and they said, Jamie, have a seat here. And Dusty was sitting there. And he wouldn't even look at me. Dusty wouldn't. And then all of a sudden, Sabian goes, all right, Dusty, you can talk to him now. And Bates said, I didn't call him back here. You did. You talked to him. Now, you talk about OG,
right.
Like, it didn't matter. You can fire Bates. He's a player's guy.
Mm-hmm.
So when he did that, and he called me for a month straight, every day, to make sure my mind was right.
Mm-hmm.
So we talk about black ball players. That don't happen no more. There's black ball players call them black ball players, but there's nobody, the captain of the ship, being there for all of us and knowing the things that we actually really do have to go through.
Right.
So, yeah. But yeah, it was a lot. It was cool.
Definitely an experience to have. My goodness. Well, I appreciate you coming on. And I'm sure everyone got a kick out of that. My phone's blowing up, so I'm sure people are getting a kick out of that, and I'm sure DP's listening. Willie Mays is his guy, so
yeah.
Tell
him I want to see that VCU jersey on him.
You want to see the VCU jersey?
Yeah, I want to see him put it on.
You gotta put yours on. I don't know if it's gonna fit.
Oh no, it's a one-way street.
Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate you coming on, and definitely get some more story times in.
All right, catch up with you, buddy.
All right,
I love you.
Absolutely appreciate the time from Jamie Brewington.
Yeah,
that is some wild stories.
Yeah. He has a bunch, man.
You'll have to get him back on.
Yeah,
I forgot to ask you, but just let him go. If most well-rounded baseball player of all time.
Who's you gonna say?
Yeah, but it's got to be Mays, right?
Yeah,
I would think so.
If you ask him who the best baseball player is,
well-rounded, you can even go best baseball player. I mean, he's
gonna say Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, that's a good debate to have. But yeah. It's a great way to remember the late, great Willie Mays for everything he did in his career and some crazy stories. Did you know a lot of that growing up with that connection? Was that always kind of like understood? Or is this like the older you got, you're looking at your dad like, wait, hold on, who'd you hang out with?
Yeah. I mean,
or figuring out who your granddad hung out with, I should say.
Yeah, I feel as if, because my dad was always stayed around baseball when I was younger, so it wasn't anything new for me to be in clubhouses, for me to see, professional players. I remember he scouted for the Pirates, and so a lot of times we got to go in and see, Andrew McCutcheon and meet him, and and just like be in the clubhouse and get some. They eating
Soak it
tacos.
in.
They eating tacos. I'm get a plate of tacos before the game with them. Like, you know what I'm saying? So and just obviously Arizona being a hub for spring training, going to all these facilities, all the minor league satellite stuff. So I've always been around it. I guess as I get older, I understand the depth to it and how a lot of people don't have those experiences.
Yeah, no, it's rare.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. So I definitely cherish them, and I love to hear them, because now as I'm older, I'm like, oh, okay, so the story went like this. Because sometimes you play telephone with them, and like you get to this, like you just miss pieces. So it's always good to hear the story, and I always good to hear stories about my granddad, because he passed away, of course, but it's just awesome to hear like where you come from, the people who paved the way, and kind of the spirit that they had, the spirit of every room I walk into, I belong. That's kind of what my granddad had in him, and
no kidding.
Yeah, no, like seriously. So it don't matter who you with. I think that's awesome. It don't matter who you with. It don't matter if you're in the company of people who've done more things than you. Like every room you walk into, you belong.
Yeah,
and that's something that was instilled in me since day one, and it stemmed from Champ. We call him Champ, but it stemmed from Champ. So I appreciate him, and I obviously appreciate my dad for telling me them stories, because these will be the stories I'll tell my kids.
Oh yeah, I hope so. These guys stay alive for a long time.
Yeah, so I'll have the opportunity to tell my kids about all this stuff, and then it's my turn to live life. You know what I'm saying? To live life and to have. I mean, and to have greater experiences. I'll say it. I want to have greater experiences so I can share with my kids, and they call it, have me call in, or you know what I'm saying,
Oh, yeah.
and me share stories with their people and their platforms and stuff like that, because that's how the domino effect and the snowball effect, that's how you keep it going.
Yeah, it's just the story told with the Diet Coke. You imagine just, you're a player on this pro team. You don't even know how your dad gets in there.
Right.
6'7" though, right? Isn't that what he told me?
Yeah, he like 6'6",
That helps.
6'7",
People
yeah.
typically aren't going to be quick to stop the 6'7" guy
Right.
walking through, but you just see him sitting there with some of the greatest of all times, and like, wait, you're telling me what to do? I got to go get you a Diet Coke.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you have the players back up the granddad, or
Yeah.
you call him champ.
Yeah.
Like that'd just be
Yeah.
such a mind roller coaster.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if he was here right now, he'd probably walk in here and sit right here. Sit right next to me, and he ain't sitting back there. He's sitting on. He coming on the show probably. But yeah, no, I love hearing them stories, and I'm sure if you enjoy them, obviously let us know.
Yeah, especially if it's one of those things where we can get him back on here and even get some more stories. Because that's one where baseball is like, when it comes to history, baseball is just everywhere, and it's crazy how far like those storylines go within families. Especially down in your area, Arizona, I'm sure the baseball family's got to be everywhere around you.
Yeah, definitely a big baseball state.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, my high school was like the biggest. I think it has the most state championships for baseball.
What's your high school?
Hamilton.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's tons of baseball players. That's where trying to think the best baseball player that came out of there. Probably Cody Bellinger.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty good. NL
MVP, Rookie of the Year. So not too bad, not too shabby.
Yeah, and since we got about like 3 minutes here, I'll just quick ask you. Since we're on baseball anyways, we got the College World Series, Men's College World Series, 2 days away. That's going to start up. Best of 3. You got Tennessee, Texas A&M makes it through. Somehow Florida, the bats cooled off at the worst moment. They finally cooled off after putting 15 on Kentucky. Texas A&M shuts them out, wins it 6-0. You're looking at a Tennessee, Texas A&M championship. Best 2 out of 3. Who do you like?
I know Florida guys, they have a crazy bat. Like they can swing it. They can swing it.
All of a sudden, too, like late, like it wasn't like that all regular season. It's hard to tell too. Those schedules that those SEC, ACC teams have are brutal.
Right.
So like maybe it's just one of those. I hate to say it, but you get some Big Ten pitches thrown at you. You're going to take advantage of those compared to when you're seeing SEC, ACC pitchers all season long.
Yeah, them SEC pitchers is different. They're different.
They look different too. Just the eye test sometimes it's like, they look good. I'm going to roll with Tennessee though. I think they had a more brutal schedule to try to get there. I think Florida proved a lot of people wrong this year, but I still think if you're Texas A&M, you'd much rather have to beat Florida twice than a Florida State like Tennessee had to do twice. So I'm still rolling with Tennessee. I wouldn't be shocked though to see it go A&M's way.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I haven't been watching too much of college baseball. It's just crazy to see. I'm in awe of how fast these guys are throwing. Like I seen someone touch 100. Like that's crazy. That was not happening back in the day. Like even when I was in high school, like you watch college guys, like they not touching. Now, like you got someone on each roster in SEC teams, of course, ACC usually. You got guys touching, 97, 98, 99, like consistently. You got like 3 or 4 guys, and you got, guys with crazy stuff. So
well, it's like you got that. This guy, you see a guy, he's throwing 100 on his fastball, and then you look at the rest of his bag, and it's like you got all these other throws in your pocket too.
He's throwing like a 81 miles per hour curveball. Like
it's insane to see at the college level. Like as a high schooler, what's an elite speed on a fastball? Like high school, best of high school teams.
Best. I mean, if you're touching like usually the elite guys, I mean, you probably touching 90. I mean, nowadays it's different.
It's crazy.
Nowadays it's different.
Yeah.
Guys is touching 95 in high school from the left side too. So yeah, the game has changed. I feel like that comes with training and just knowledge of the game and knowing guys are a lot bigger and faster.
Oh yeah.
And the bigger you are, the more velocity you got in your pitching. So
well, I just remember it was Florida. I can't remember who was pitching for us. But it was kind of, I think if they would have let it go, it would have been called a ball. And like the Florida pitcher, I mean, he's literally kind of leaning out just to make sure he can reach it and get contact on it. Out of the park.
Yeah.
Like on a weird, awkward reach. He's like, give me that layup.
Yeah,
if you're going to throw that weak stuff,
like
I'll literally get in a weird position just to get contact with the ball. Like it's, that's the next step though for Nebraska baseball. And they're in a good spot. They didn't have a dude bunch of dudes hit the portal. You look at Penn State, 8 despite making to the Big Ten championship. Nebraska only 3. You're getting more talent in there. But yeah, you got Tennessee, Texas A&M. That's going to be the Men's College World Series finals. Again, no really surprises with the conferences there, but it does kind of illustrate what does that road look like for Nebraska if they ever want to get to that precipice. But don't go anywhere. We'll keep it rolling here. What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington? The host is always to my left. Shout out to Jamie Brewington for calling in here, telling some stories about the late, great Billy Mays. But we'll talk to you in a little bit. Stay tuned.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
You're spending $300 a month. Binge drinking is the most common form of excessive drinking, which costs the United States more than $191 billion each year. By drinking less, you will save $300 a month. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
You never think cancer will happen to you. I smoked for over 40 years. My doctor recommended that I get annual lung cancer screening. They were able to catch my cancer at stage 1. It's never too late to quit. Even if you're still smoking, you need to ask your doctor about annual lung cancer screening. Just 30 minutes a year could save your life.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is Bree Fansteel, local race car driver. Join me and James Rowland every Sunday at 7 p.m. for The Finish Line, where we discuss off-road, on-road, and sometimes next-to-the-road racing on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I think it's just vapor. Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
One vape pod has as much nicotine as one pack of cigarettes.
My kid
knows it's dangerous. 5.4 million American kids vape, and most think it's harmless. Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org. That's talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
My early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take, but it gave my mom and me more time to plan together.
Talk to your family about seeing a doctor. Go to alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
Play ball! Ready to unleash the fun with Salt Dogs Baseball? Join us at Haymarket Park for 50 action-packed games running through August. Stay ahead of the game by visiting saltdogs.com for updates on exciting promotions, giveaways, and events happening each week. Experience a change-up from your typical family night, or make it a Grand Slam good time with friends and coworkers.
Strike three, you're out!
Don't miss the fun happening all summer long. Visit saltdogs.com to get your tickets and unleash the fun.
This is Bree Fansteel, local race car driver. Join me and James Rowland every Sunday at 7 p.m. for The Finish Line, where we discuss off-road, on-road, and sometimes next-to-the-road racing on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
be a memory for your grandchildren. Among Nebraska adults age 65 or older, 47% report current alcohol use. Drinking too much can cause harm to children, family members, and loved ones. By drinking less, you will still be around for your grandchildren. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. Wrapping things up here. We got about 10 minutes left here on this show, or on this segment, I should say, with What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington. The host is always to my left, but don't go anywhere afterwards because one-on-one with DP will take place at 9 o'clock. We still got the boss man here at the 1040 Ticket Studios, and we'll have one more show before we get to the replay portion of the night right here on Ticket Weeknights. But Chancellor Brewington, toss some ideas out there, subjects we can dive into, but since you are the host, I'll go ahead and throw it over to you.
Yeah, so obviously I want to dive a little bit into the Lakers, then we can go a little bit WNBA. But I saw the reports of JJ Redick. They said that he will be current, obviously because the draft's coming up. You got to get a staff. That he's looking to hire his staff, these upcoming weeks, and he's looking for some veteran guys.
Smart.
Which that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to fill that experience gap, whether how real it is or not. You got to fill that void.
Yeah, I just want to know your opinion, unbiased as possible.
Unbiased opinion, I hate it.
Okay, well, I didn't even ask the question yet, but okay, there we go, we got it. But
right,
like, how realistically, how is this a winning move? Does this move help you win? You don't think so?
It doesn't give me a lot of confidence. Not saying it's not going to work. Coaches with quote unquote no experience tend to be former players. Jason Kidd was one of them, but it took some time. Like you look at Kidd early on though, like he was kind of, especially when he's assistant coach role. I mean, he was really sitting back there. Mark Jackson was another one. Steve Nash, I'm trying to think about his coaching experience, but that one didn't work out well. It's just when you're on LeBron, the expectation is to make it to the NBA Finals. Now you have a coach who has zero. He doesn't even have the experience of winning one regular season game, which is fine. He might turn out to be a great coach, but you're kind of on the last few minutes here of LeBron's career in AD.
Right.
I would have much preferred. I mean, I'll be honest. You can even get like Becky Hammon in there, female head coach. Like I think that'd even be a better fit. I like the Atkinson, probably my favorite guy out there that you could have hired. Monty Williams is probably going to be on vacation for 5 years, so he's probably not worth even having the conversation. Which Which, by the way, he's on the Phoenix Suns money still, too. People forget about it. He's got 2 paid salaries for not coaching right now. Yeah, it's just a lot. I don't like the move more for JJ than the Lakers. With the Lakers, I get it. I can see there's hope for it in there, that it does work out. And then you move on from this era of like JJ Redick, the next future long-term head coach, AD. It feels like LeBron's setting that up a little bit. But for JJ, I think you go to the Detroit Pistons. The bar is only 15 games. You win 15 games, you're better than the last coach. A bunch of young players are just going to probably trust whatever the hell you have to say, because last season was a nightmare for them. They're going to put trust in you to get them out of this situation. Yeah, they're going to have to make some roster construction moves, because otherwise it just feel like JJ is going to be the scapegoat 2 years down the road, and it's actually not. He's not going to get a fair, unbiased opinion on his coaching. And that's what I hate most about, not just because it's LeBron James and he's making the decisions, but the pressure is so insanely high when LeBron's on your team, whether he's getting that coach fired or not at all involved. The media is going to look at you differently and grade you with it's going to be biased. That's basically what I'm trying to say. He won't get a fair, unbiased judgment on how he does.
All right, that was a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it might be good for the Lakers. It's more JJ. I feel like that's not the best move for JJ. With the Lakers, I'm still going to go with Atkinson.
I wonder if that's as a coach, that's an opportunity you don't miss though.
With LA?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
especially your first job. It's not like you're going to be one and done.
But like, also, that is kind of like, would you say that's one of the premier jobs, or do you think that doesn't really matter? Okay, so would you
Celtics
hate to spoil that one with no experience, and then when you try to get back there, it's way harder?
Yeah, but how many times does that opportunity present itself?
Pretty often.
Okay.
Coaches be getting fired like crazy now.
No,
That's the thing.
I know, but
any team.
that's the front runner.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty rare. So I would be curious to hear one day what his process of decision making during this was. Was it so much coaching LeBron, or was it so much coaching the Lakers? Right? Because I know LeBron and JJ have developed a definitely like a friendly.
Yeah, they have the pod. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the other part that's weird. What's this dynamic going to look like? There's times where JJ Redick and LeBron James.
JJ Redick, hey, he don't back down from nobody though.
No, but it's weird when you have a guy on the team talking about what he would do instead of his head coach during the season. Like, that's just such a weird dynamic.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I know Stephen A. Smith had a whole bunch to say about that.
He's got a bunch to say about everything.
Yeah, made a big old 22-minute segment on ESPN talking about how wrong it was that LeBron had a podcast with JJ and it forced Lakers to do away with Darvin Ham. And I'm like, Darvin Ham was going to get fired regardless.
Yeah,
he was out of there regardless.
He was like,
LeBron was just showing, hey, I'm actually a basketball savant and I have a very, very high level basketball IQ. And no, y'all not finna, Coach Ham not going to listen to me. All right, man, I'm finna start my own podcast and share my own thoughts. There ain't nothing wrong with that. There ain't nothing wrong with that. And you know, the only person who can do it is LeBron. That's why there ain't nothing wrong with that. If Devin Booker start a podcast, it gonna get flagged down. Like, bro, you're not able to do that just because you don't have the pedigree that LeBron has.
Yeah, like you see Josh Hart and Brunson do it, but they don't ever really talk. They'll talk more stories. They don't talk about their games, like X's and O's, like JJ and LeBron do.
Yeah,
they get into that stuff all the time. We can read some text here for you if you want to get the synopsis. This is from earlier when we were talking about it. I believe this was with Demarne Pearsonell. I'm a Los Angeles Lakers fan, and I actually hate the fact that LeBron James is able to make or influence options like this. I personally do want to follow them again until LeBron is gone. Milkman, 0 chance. It works. James is cancer. Tough words. Wouldn't quite use that word. Wouldn't use that word. He's got a lot of rings.
Crazy.
Gives you a lot of money. Sells your business franchise very well.
The only reason why y'all had a championship in the last 5 years was because of LeBron. Yeah. And the reason why y'all made it to Western Conference Finals was because of LeBron.
Mm-hmm. And AD played out of his mind. AD deserves a lot of flowers for that.
Up until then.
Yeah. But that's why it's like, why'd you get rid of Frank Vogel? Then you get rid of Dwight. You get rid of JaVale McGee, Alex Caruso. You get rid of all these key role players.
You see Josh Giddey and Caruso?
No, the Alex Caruso get traded?
Yeah.
Josh Giddey to the Bulls?
Yeah.
Come on.
I saw their faces together on a post.
Oh. Well, I'm not a fan of that one as a Bulls fan. Alex Caruso's are hard to come by. We just saw that with Drew Holiday.
Seriously.
Why is
I'll take him back for the Lakers. I'll talk to
What is with these GMs?
Yeah.
You get a Drew Holiday. You get a DP. If he's listening, he hates this because Alex Caruso is one of those guys that he thinks is way too highly rated.
Really?
Yeah, he might disagree. But those guys are so valuable in playoff situations. Drew Holiday with the Bucks, he wins a ring because he's a matchup problem. Right. Celtics, same damn thing. How are the Bulls so successful? It was a little bit of when Lonzo Ball was healthy too, just a defensive duo. That backcourt was insane with both of those guys healthy. And it's just like he keeps getting tossed around, and everybody that has him is like, wow, this is a really valuable, important key asset that we can throw at a Luka, anybody out there, and just give him a tougher time.
Mm.
I hate the move. Josh, yeah. Let's find out if this is real.
Josh Giddey to the Bulls, and I wonder if there's anything else.
Bulls trading Alex Caruso to the Thunder for Josh Giddey. We have Lonzo Ball who's supposed to come back. We got Kobe White.
Yeah.
What are we?
Yeah. Sorry, Harrison.
It's the most
This is live. This is live reaction.
Bulls fans, if you like it, 402-464-5685. If you're a Chicago Bulls fan or a Thunder fan, do you like the trade? Alex Caruso for Josh Giddey. I don't know if it officially came in. This was about 4 hours ago. I think it might actually close the deal. That was 4 hours ago. What do you think about the trade? If you're a Bulls or Thunder
I think
fan?
It's interesting. I don't know if I should bring this up, but just the allegations with Giddey, I just think it's interesting that the Bulls, like that would be a target for the Bulls.
Mm-hmm.
I know he is so young. He's what, 20, 21?
Yeah, Giddy's young. But he's not even. He might be 22 now.
Yeah, maybe 21, 22. So he might barely be able to get a Dos Equis from the local liquor store.
21, just old enough.
Yeah. He'll go get you. You can get him a Miller Lite to celebrate tonight. But yeah, I mean, this it's just interesting. I don't know. I know the peak of Josh Giddey is a lot higher than Alex Caruso's.
Yep, that is true.
And if you were to, I mean, Caruso's a little bit older. He's probably like 26.
Mm-hmm.
That receding hairline, brother.
He had that in college, man.
Yeah,
That thing was
yeah,
gone.
that's right. That's an unfair hand dealt. But yeah, I think Josh Giddey's a better player, peak wise.
Yeah, well, his last season, let's just go by last season, averaging about 25 minutes per game, was only averaging about 4.8 assists, 6.4 rebounds. Why can't I find his points total? There we go. 12.3 points per game.
What about the year before?
16.6, 5.9 rebounds, or excuse me, 8 rebounds. Not bad at all. 6 assists. He's like just short of a triple-double every night, but not somebody I'd be willing to sign, give away my 2-time all-defensive player for.
Right. Yeah, it's tough.
Because like Alonzo Ball coming off his injury could probably get pretty damn close to those numbers, and you just got rid of Alex Caruso.
Oh yeah. I think Ball's gonna have a great year, bro.
I think he'll bounce back in a way that's not to the ceiling that we've ever hoped for, because obviously injuries. But
I think he can get you 14. I think he can get you 13 and 9.
Oh, for sure.
I think he can get you 14 and 9.
The scary part is like defense. Did he lose a trade? Like,
because
he's one of the best defensive guards out there.
Yeah, he's elite.
That's why the Bulls were good.
He's very, very, very elite. Very, very elite. And yeah, it's gonna be. Hey, the Bulls gonna be a fun team to watch. Not really though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah. Let's see.
Y'all need just a little bit more star power.
Shout out Hubert on the text line. And that is Houston Arns, my brother. Saw a trade grade from Caruso. They got OKC. That's an A+. Bulls A-. Oh, never mind. I'm not going to read that one, Houston. I'll read that to Brewington over the break. All right. With that being said, I think we can just go ahead and wrap up the show there. Appreciate you guys joining in. You guys can always text in like my brother just did, 402-464-5685, because up next we got one-on-one with DP. Shout out to Chancellor, the host as always to my left. We'll keep it rolling here on Take a Weeknights. Talk to you in a little bit.